Hi, this is Corrine for Cut It Home, and today I'm going to make a card out of a paper bag. This will be my first time making one, so I will go ahead and make it with you on camera. If there's any parts that I can speed up through, I will do so just for time's sake on the video. But I do want to share some of the products that I'll be using. I'm going to be using some Angel Craft tape in the 1/4 inch. This is a double-sided adhesive. It's very strong. It also comes in 1/2 inch. I'm using some of the Celebrate It brand paper bags. You can use any paper bags, I'm assuming. All will work just as well. These are 4 5/8 inches by 2 7/8 by 8 5/8. I'm going to use a tag from the Graphic 45 large tag album. I will be using the stylus from this. I love this tool set. This is the Heartfelt Creations Deluxe Flower Shaping Kit. And I will be using some papers. I'm not sure if I will use these or not. This is from the Home Sweet Home 6x6 paper pack. This is from the Sweet Sentiments 8x8. And I do have some scraps also from the 12x12 Home Sweet Home collection. Or I might even use something from the 8x8 collection. So let's get started. Let me set this stuff aside. This will be a birthday card for somebody whose birthday is in April, so it's perfect for more of an Easter, springtime type theme. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is take off this deckled edge there. I think I want that straight across. So I'm going to take about a 1/2 inch off. Now I want to go and just kind of push on all these folded edges just to make sure it's got good creases. These bags come in all different colors as well. I got these from Michaels. Now I'm just going to fold this up, but being that this is a little bit thicker of a bag, I'm going to score it right at the edge of where this bottom flap is. So here's my stylus from the Heartfelt Creations. I'm just going to line this up. It doesn't really matter where. I'm just going to line it up to the edge here and score a few times down. Okay, and this will give me a good fold here. Again, using my bone folder to crease it down. Okay, now you can decide which way you want your card to go. I think I'm going to have it go like this because I will be adding a gift card, so this will be a perfect place for a gift card. So let me go ahead and measure it out to figure out what I need to cut for my pattern paper. I'm going to be leaving a tiny bit of a border around my mats. And technically you don't need the paper back here to go all the way down, but I will have it go part of the way down. So I think I'll cut that to 4 1/2 this way. And this measures about 4 3/4, so I'm going to again leave a 1/4 inch border, which in turn will give me 1/8 inch on this side and 1/8 inch on this side. So I'm going to cut this to 4 1/2. So it's 4.5 inches square. Then I need to measure the back since I'm going to be covering the entire thing. And this is about 5.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. And then this should be the same as the other side. I'll cut this at about 4.5. Then I need to cut my bottom flap. This measures about 2 7/8. So I'm going to cut this at 2 3/4. And then again, about 4.5 this way. Okay, so that's all the measurements that I need. So, okay, so I know the paper I'm looking for in here. This is again the Sweet Sentiments. This paper, I had one sheet left, so I knew I wanted to use this. This is gorgeous. I think that will be for the back part. And then this scrap here, that'll look great on the front. And let me just check if there's any coordinating papers that can go along with these. I'll use this. So now that I've chosen my papers, I need to cut these down. I'm going to use this as a base piece. So the sizes that I measured out, that's what I will be cutting this piece down. The pattern paper, I will have to take down a little bit more than that. So I will go ahead and add my Angel Craft tape to the back of these and I'll be right back. So here's my pattern pieces. These are the mats that will go on here. This one is cut 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. This smaller piece is cut 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. And the back piece is cut to 5 by 4 1/2. So let me just go ahead and adhere all of this down. Before I do so, I want to take my Angel Craft tape and close this up. So I'm going to add a tiny piece just to hold this closed on the inside. This is probably not necessary, but okay, and I'll press that down. Now I need some pieces that will hold this part up. I too will be placing a little bit of tape on both of the insides here just to keep them closed. I don't need it to be a wide pocket. If I did, I would want to leave those open. So just a tiny little piece of tape will work. I'm not going to remove any of the tape until I put my matting pieces on. So I will fast forward as I put my pieces down. Okay, so I've completed the matting on my card. Now I want to go ahead and remove these pieces and close them down. It's a cardstock piece that came inside one of the Graphic 45 staple mixed media boxes. I think I'm going to cut that down to fit inside since it matches so well. I'm probably going to take I'm going to start with about 3/4 of an inch and see how that fits. Yeah, I like the way that fits. So now I'm going to use my corner rounder and round out the corners so they mimic these corners here. This is my Crop-A-Dial by We Are Memory Keepers, and I'll use the 1/2 inch side. So this ends up measuring 3 3/4 wide by 4 1/2 inches tall. So now I'm taking one of my large tag albums from the Graphic 45 Staples collection, and about 5 1/2, and see how that fits in there. I can always take more off if I need to. That's perfect. I'm going to let that stick out just a little. And again, I will go ahead and round the bottom of these. You can cut these by hand if you wanted to, or leave them square. And now I'm trying to decide if I want to add pattern paper. I really like the look of the craft on it. Yeah, I really think I like the look of the craft, so I don't think I'm going to cover that. And I will add some ribbon to it. So I have a tiny piece of this satin ribbon. I'm going to see if this will work. So here is the finished card. Like I said, this is my first time making a paper bag card, and I have to say I love it. I think it's going to make for a great way to give a gift card. I added some flowers here, as you can see, some stamens in the back and a couple leaves, and I added this satin ribbon, which I love it. I put a little bit of hot glue in the back just to kind of hold it all together. And on this piece of cardstock here, I stamped from a Just Right stamp set, and it says happy birthday. And I will be adding this gift card, or this one's a used one, but I will be adding a gift card to this, and then I can write my sentiment on this inside tag. So I hope you've enjoyed today's project. This was a lot of fun. And as far as I'm concerned, if you have graphic 45 papers in your stash, they are the prettiest to work with. So thanks so much for watching. Check out Cut at Home's blog. All the measurements will be on there along with detailed photos. Thanks for stopping by.